This looks like a finished space station, right? It's got everything you need. You have a door, a window, airflow. Okay, no, it obviously needs more work. Fortunately, though, we got a ton of purpur, specifically purpur stairs, which means we can craft a ton of jigsaw blocks. And we're probably not going to run out of purpur anytime soon, which is really good. I don't like looking for it. Okay. Oh, by the way, I changed this thing. I put some bamboo over there so we can breed more pandas in the future pretty easily. I might change the glass to barrier blocks so that it gives a better effect of like the pandas floating. But for now, this is pretty cool, right? They walk around on the ceiling. Oh, but yeah, little world update here. So I went on a big mining trip, restocked our redstone 64 blocks. Command blocks are very expensive. This is a picture I took. Literally filled up the whole room with ores and just went to town on them. I even went out into the hallway. So yeah, we got a ton of loot. Cooked up a bunch of iron and copper and gold and all sorts of stuff. Very awesome, very awesome. So let's go ahead and lay out a block palette here. Hang on, let me get my block palette. Just hang on. There we go. Yeah, so the block palette we're going for today should be pretty much just smooth quartz. No, we'll probably do something along the lines of this, minus the skulk. The skulk is sort of the infection, but I think smooth quartz, glass, some colored carpet probably will probably work pretty well. The room that I want to start with, though, we need to tear these two down here. But this right here is our very, very rough model of the space station, and we will be starting with the center room. And this is going to effectively be the ending point for anyone exploring this space station. Now, the reason, that we're starting with the center is because it's important to know where you're ending up in a project like this. And then you can sort of design the entrances to support that, that conclusion that you're aiming for. And our conclusion, as you can probably tell, is going to be quite big. Think like the center of an ocean monument. You know, we're going to have treasure be in here. We're going to have it be a fairly large area. Ours isn't going to be quite as large as the ocean monument. But this is going to be a big control room for the space station. But when I say big, I do mean big. We're going 14 tall, 14 wide. It's actually 2x2 compared to the rooms we were making previously. So you're like, okay, cool. You know, we're going to have a treasure in the center of this room. That sounds like a fun find. What treasure is it? Well, that's the problem. I don't know. I'm not sure what we should put here yet. And that's kind of why we're starting with this. It's sort of the crux of the whole thing. It's like you explore through here, you adventure, you get to this control room, and you should get something. Something unique. Something that's worth specifically going to our space dimension and finding a space station, coming here, and then being like, oh, sweet, I got stone. Wow, super rare. But like, that's the kind of reaction we're looking for. So we actually might take a peek. Well, first we'll take a peek at what we have over here for our spaceship, because we have kind of a similar concept. We have spaceship, it looks cool, but there's actually treasure here. We have redstone ore blocks, which is not necessarily treasure to everyone, but it is treasure to me. And then we have some redstone blocks in the actual engine core, and then some shroom lights, which are also sort of a rare block. But I really want this to blend with vanilla, so we're gonna do some research here, and I'm gonna put all of my items away. There we go. And we're gonna do something for research purposes only. We are going to place some entire structures so that we can see visually just like what are these rewards that are worth finding. So we'll just slap us. Wait, is it just lagging or what's going on here? Here we go. Maybe there's some biome restrictions or something. So we're not going to be keeping anything that we find. We're going to be regenerating the chunks probably by the end of this episode. But anyway, let's just sort of take stock of what you can get at these kind of places. So we have resource blocks, gold. I mean, that would be equivalent, you know, to the redstone if we were to place that. But I feel like the main draw in these kind of places is the chests. The items yeah, look, like ancient debris. You would be really happy to find this. Enchanted books, enchanted weapons, and then progression item. Or maybe an armor trim, I guess we could do. Some weapons. Like there's a lot of unique items we could choose from, but we don't want to conflict with default vanilla stuff. We want there to still be a reason to go get elytra or go get, you know, totems of undying. So if we can, it'd be nice not to step on Minecraft's toes. Now this might be a solution. Okay, so the problem with the beacon, right, is it's too easy. Normally you have to collect 3 wither skulls, fight a wither, like, ugh, that's a lot of work. And then if we had one here, you just walk up, you break it. That's too easy. So what if we could somehow make it a little more challenging? Now, I don't really have a lot of experience with end crystals. Oh, how do you place them? Huh? Oh, I got scared. I thought it could only be placed on bedrock. Turns out obsidian works just fine. Okay. So the thought process here is we need some way of making this more dangerous, more challenging, and more on theme. So if we have this be kind of our warp core, we could sort of combine the rare block with the danger. And so if we do this right, it will be hard to extract the beacon. The problem is I'm not quite sure how to do this right. So we're going to snag a sticky piston and a lever. I really have no idea how much damage these things do. I'm pretty sure they're dangerous, but I don't know how dangerous. Oh, you can't push a beacon. See, okay, that's a problem because I was thinking this could be our way of safely extracting the beacon, but if we can't move it with pistons... Wait, can we push it with water? Because the thing is, if we can get this entity in the correct position, it will always be there, so... Oh, I can't place anything there. Okay, this has a huge radius then. All right, so let's see if we can push it with water, because... Oh, we can't. That makes sense. We need to get these on top of each other for this idea to really work. And it doesn't look like we can place anything. Oh, wow. Okay. That scared me. Oh, it does drop the beacon. Okay. Wow, it blows up everything. Or everything to the side, not everything underneath. That's interesting. We might have to remember that. But yeah, so now we have this like really dangerous warp core, which I feel like could be a pretty cool idea. One other thing I want to try is if we can place the beacon where the obsidian is. Oh, we can. Okay. My goal here is like, if you try and mine the beacon, you blow the end crystal up. But seems like it's not quite at that place. Although it does look extremely cool. That's pretty awesome, gotta say. Oh, hang on. I'm learning things about end crystals. This is pretty fun. I've always wanted to mess with end crystals. Now, if only I could build. So I'm gonna guess a lot of you probably already knew this, but I definitely did not. End crystals have a huge radius. There we go. End crystals supposedly can be pushed with pistons. Oh. Okay, let's try this. I was going to try and push it from the side. Look how big this hitbox is. It's huge, which might just be perfect for our purposes if we could place the block. I think we need to blow this thing up. This is why I made multiple, in case something went wrong. What? Oh my. This is what I wanted. This is exactly what we're looking for. Oh, did it destroy things? Oh, this is so perfect. I don't see the piston. Okay, so the reason this is good is I don't want it to be easy to extract the beacon, right? Because remember, we're competing with fighting the Wither, a normal vanilla thing, and we don't want this to be objectively better. We want there to be a reason to be like, you know what? I hate space stations. I'm gonna go do. I have quartz, but I don't. I don't want to place it. We need to get the demolitions out of the way. But yeah, we want people to be able to choose, like, you know, pick their poison, so to speak. Do I want to fight a boss, or do I want to make an attempt to extract this end crystal? So then we introduce a trade-off, which is always good to have, into our system. Thing is, that means we're going to need to test blowing up the beacon, probably. Beacons have a lot of blast resistance, so they might not get blown up. And it's not the end of the world if that happens, but, oh, I need another sticky piston. Bare minimum, you shouldn't be able to get the beacon without removing the end crystal. So, hopefully... Oh, yeah, so that's the thing, is if the end crystal is on top of obsidian, the blast is significantly weaker. If there's no obsidian, that's how we make that extreme blast we just did. So. Oh. It collided with the block. Well, let me rescue my my piston. Let's just test if, whoa, those are good boots. They're gold boots, but wow. Those have to be, I was going to throw those out, but just the sheer random chance of that is crazy. I will instead toss the sticks so that we can pick up one spruce plank, because that's a great trade, right? All right, let's see. Oh, wait, we should probably remove the obsidian. I don't know if it counts if it's like right next to it. Does it destroy the beacon? It does not. What? Why are you upset? Walk up the stairs. No, not the stairs. The stairs. The stairs. The stairs. Thank you. Okay, so it does drop the beacon. So that kind of wrecks our idea of destroying the beacon if you extract it incorrectly. Unless it's a chance thing. If it's a chance thing, maybe sometimes it drops the beacon and sometimes it doesn't. And that would be fine too. There it is. Yes, you can always push stuff up through blocks. Okay, sweet. So that stone block would be the beacon, and now you can't mine it without blowing it up, I think. Do I really want to do this? Unfortunately, we really need to know the answer to this question. Oh dear. Okay, so if I mine this block, it should explode. Come on. What? Really? Oh, okay. So because they were in sync or in line with each other. Well, in that case, I believe that means our solution is probably not a half slab. What? Okay, I didn't really want to have to do this, but it is possible to teleport it, and I think it will be a really cool effect for our space station. So we'll teleport it up half a block. It might be locked to the block grid, but we'll see. Yeah, it's locked. What just happened? Okay, so I showed the bottom and it teleported up and it looks like it's... Oh, I think it is. It's halfway. Oh, I see. Okay, we don't need the bottom at all. So basically, if we teleport this down half a block, nothing happens. As soon as I update its NBT though, it shifts. And then we can turn off the annoying bottom thing and it's still in the same place. So what we can do is we can put it where we want it, right on top of the beacon. Yeah, exactly like that. So now it's impossible to get to this beacon without interacting with the end crystal, which of course will blow everything to smithereens. But if you're patient and clever, our trade-off will be that you can use, there'll be some pistons in this warp core that we're gonna make. So maybe we can move the end crystal with a piston. So, you know, we do something like that, and now we can safely break the beacon block. Okay, so that's one of our core pieces done. So let's set up everything before we actually place the end crystal. So we're gonna offset it. It's not gonna be in the perfect center because this is a even sized room. So we're gonna have it raised up a little bit. And I think the plan is going to be, we'll have 2 pistons on either side of the beacon, which will be powered by redstone blocks. That'll be our resource block that we found earlier. And we'll get kind of a warp core thing going on. Yeah, so that'll be the center core. I know it doesn't look like much. I think it's gonna look a lot cooler when we have an end crystal in there. Okay, I'm short on some supplies. I think it might be cool if we had some tinted glass. I'm gonna get some amethyst shards. And additionally, I wanted to look at this room because I like the colors in here. I wanna duplicate some of it. So cyan carpet, sea lanterns. Oh, and then the quartz pillars. Okay, here's a bit of an interesting dilemma. As I'm expanding this, I'm trying to decide which type of glass to use, because regular glass is... Blah. It's because of the contrast, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so we can either use black stained glass, which is far more transparent and doesn't really interfere with the viewing of the core, or we can do tinted glass, this purpley stuff. The lines are a lot stronger here, but the purple might work if we use, you know, cyan carpet or whatever down here. Like you can see, it's very, in my opinion, it's very close. Like on one hand, I like how this doesn't interfere with looking at it, but this one with the strong bars makes more sense functionally. Like, of course the glass would be like really tough looking. Like this looks like you could punch it with your fist. This looks like maybe it's military grade, you know? Kind of tricky. I actually might build out the rest of this room before deciding because it might come down to the color. We'll see. On building a little more here, that black glass, it just looks too soft. And if you have opinions, let me know in the comments. But I really like just the strength visually of the tinted glass. So I think we're going to go all tinted glass. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. I snuck in some black glass at the bottom here because otherwise we get some funky lighting artifacts. And you don't really notice it most of the time because it's only at the very top and at the very bottom. But the bulk of it is just tinted glass. We got like little spire thingies and it just has a very like claw, like holding it in place thing. I think it'll look really cool when we finally put in the... Actually, I guess we could put in the end crystal now. I was waiting until we had placed all the blocks around where the end crystal was going to be. Since you can't place it once the end crystal exists. So now I guess I just got to teleport it into place, which is a little lame, but the players will be able to do it totally normal. 1 on the X. Update. And 2.5 up. Update. And remove the bottom plate. Alrighty. Look at that. That's our warp core. That's pretty cool. It actually has movement. And because the size of the end crystal is too high, like 2 blocks, it actually like flows in between there very evenly, which just looks super cool. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Look at it with walls next to it. It really highlights everything. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so we're getting ready to move on to our next step. I've placed a bunch of stone blocks here. And these are going to be our jigsaw points. So we'll snag our jigsaw blocks we made earlier. And this is how we will connect. If I can place it. Nice. This is how we'll connect to the other rooms. I guess I should have placed the stone blocks here. And because this is the starter room, we're actually going to do something special. Now, because this is a center room and we don't actually want to repeat this room, we don't just want like 5 beacons everywhere, we're going to do something a little bit different. So instead of putting something in the name, we will actually leave that empty and we'll only fill in the target name here. And basically this means it's going to look for something, but it can't be found. So nothing else is going to accidentally generate this room. We're going to generate this one first and it will generate outwards. And because none of these jigsaws can be found, we're going to be putting a special jigsaw. We're going to leave the target name empty and the name will be Villager Space Station Start. So we can specifically pick to start from this jigsaw. So now I'm going to start filling it in and finishing up a few of the details. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is savable now. I've been blocked by these guys. Oh, yeah. Oh my word. I had 17 emerald blocks and I traded all of it for pillars and yeah. I have actually quite a lot of smooth quartz now. We're gonna make, let's just put that in there to cook. We're gonna make some other rooms. So we're gonna chop this thing off now that we have it saved. Because if you recall, we only had side to side. Yeah, like this, side to side. I'm intentionally not looking at the big room. We'll leave a little bit of surprise for the end. But we need some up and down rooms. So I'm gonna make a few of those. And we're not gonna go too try hard on these, since they are mostly just to fill the structure out. Okay, so the dimension has been cleared. It's been totally reset for us to be able to regenerate. Because our space station naturally spawns now. Oh, I need 1 ender pearl. And it should be like full size, I think. So I guess we'll try it out if I can throw an ender pearl properly. Nice. So I made the space station significantly more rare. In fact, it won't spawn in this biome that we're in, just space. It only spawns near the asteroids. So it could potentially be pretty far away. So let's see if one has spawned. Oh, there it is. 900 blocks away. That's what I was hoping for. Somewhere in the realm of 1,000 blocks. Oh, I'm so excited to see this. What in the world? Oh man, there's so many silverfish. Something terrible has happened to this space station. I don't know what in the world. Okay, the generation settings are not quite right. We probably have to adjust the processor, the infection processor slightly. Because it's just making all the blocks disappear, that's just way too much. It's not Minecraft Villager Space Station. It's my data pack, Talon Space. The good news is I can modify the processor so it'll better suit the new size of the dungeon. All right, I deleted everything, fixed the processor, and forgot to bring food with me. Oh my word. There we go. I'll just bring all this. At least the world's partially generated now. All right. Same location as before, but this time it should be a little more fully featured. Whoa. That's still way more infected than I want. But look how cool it is. Oh my word, this is huge. Also, there's a lot more holes in it than I thought. Not like the holes from the infection, but like missing places where it could have put a room. That might be something we have to fix in the future, but let's go look for an entrance here. I guess we'll go in on this damaged and infected part of the space station. So the stone would normally be, it would normally be smooth quartz. Oh, it didn't have enough. Oh, look at this vertical hallway. These are new. I like these. These are pretty cool. Oh my word, it's so infected. Oh, it just exits right there. So we should try and go towards the center. I think we're kind of at the bottom here. Actually, we should look for where it's not infected. Oh, hi. This is definitely a maze. Oh, this because it's in World Gen now. Skulk thingies can generate. Maybe that's why there's way more skulk. That's probably it. Oh, I think I saw it. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. So wardens can spawn in here, I suppose. So bad news. I actually did manage to fix the warden AI, so now it can sonic boom. It sounds like it's right over here. Oh yeah. So he can't float through space like all the other stuff, but because nothing is interrupting his NBT, he can. He's basically like a little warden turret. Okay, so check this out. This is the finished room. Oh no, I accidentally doubled up the ender crystals when I saved and reloaded. Honestly, that's almost cooler. And more destruction too. It really doesn't change the functionality. It hides the beacon a little bit more, but it makes it look a little bit more balanced, so I actually might leave that. But yeah, check this out. So I added like a whole there's like screens here where, you know, presumably the villager captains, which we didn't put any villagers in. Eventually we would fill this up with villagers, but we need it to be a little bit more put together before we do that. But yeah, we got like viewing screens where they can presumably monitor the reactor that's here. We have this little fire pole because we're in anti-gravity, or 0G, I mean. So presumably you could like hold on to the pole and kind of like go up and down pretty easily like that. This is the upper level and it connects like in a lot of different places. It even goes upwards too. But you remember how we were talking about like the treasures and stuff? So I did actually add some treasures, like there's end crystals in here, sort of like they're maybe gonna refill the reactor. And then there's also a respiration 3 helmet, which if you recall, see how the oxygen bar is going down? It's very slow with the respiration 3, but if we take it off, it goes down a lot faster. So this basically helps us survive a little bit better in space. My end goal was actually to have a turtle helmet with respiration 3 in that chest, but I don't have enough turtle scoots. So. Oh, I should have brought a pickaxe so that we could try this out. So basically we just break into the reactor and hope that the warden doesn't... Pretty sure the warden could fire through the wall. And he kind of sounds like he's detecting us, so we should be careful maybe. Oh, I think we just got out of range. Did you hear that? He's being a twerp. No! What a twerp! Good news is we have food, so we can actually heal up a little bit. So what we're gonna attempt to do here is we're gonna try and like disarm it normally. So we'll break the piston. Gotta be careful. And my thought is if we place the piston correctly, so we might have to kind of go down a little ways. Like that. It might push. So what we'll try here is maybe if there's airspace for it to go to, that might make it work. Place the piston again. Yeah, okay, look at that. So we actually pushed. Please don't hate me, Warden. Please don't hate me, Warden. Yeah, so now we can actually break the beacon, and I don't have a pickaxe, but we can actually break the beacon without exploding the reactor. I'm curious what happens if you break it with your hand. I don't think I've ever broken a beacon with my hand. I assume it just doesn't drop. Oh, it does. Okay. Wow, so you can actually do it with absolutely no tools if you manage to make it here safely, which the warden makes that kind of difficult. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Now, of course, to finish it off, we have to explode it. The real question is how? All right, just for funsies, I'm gonna give myself 1 snowball because I believe this will detonate it. I don't know if it has to take damage or just, you know, collide, but let's see it. All right, last thing for this episode. Here we go. Look at that explosion. That looks like a reactor exploded. That's huge. Actually, a lot of the redstone blocks are intact. I guess that's okay. I was actually hoping that it would blow up a lot of the redstone blocks, which it did blow up quite a few, but there's still some left. Look at that though. It just destroyed stuff. And the regular blocks don't guaranteed drop. So we only got like a few. Here, if we pick these up, we got like 15 smooth quartz. That's way less. Way less than this. And we only got 17 tinted glass. There's like a stack plus in this area. Not to mention all the slabs and the carpet that we didn't get back. So it definitely destroys stuff. The beacon is safe, which is kind of nice, I guess. But yeah, there you have it. The reactor room for the space station. That's a pretty cool thing, I think. I'm really happy with how that turned out. Cool. We can escape to safety with the beacon. Cool, so we made a reason to come to our space station here. We made a really cool interaction. It looks insane now with all the sculk generation. We might have to tone that back eventually, but it was pretty cool to explore. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a lot of fun to make. And let me know what you thought about the look of the reactor room. If you have any feedback on the visuals, let me know. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. So I'll catch you in the next one. Later.